Yo, what's going on? Chavo Guerrero Jr. here, giving a big shout out to Wrestling Rehab. Keep watching, keep listening, and viva la raza.
Órale. You know, I got to tell you, man, there's a big crowd. I don't know. I don't really see like a big party going on. Apparently, it's pretty windy out there. It's outdoors, but hey, we'll see what happens. I don't know, man. The crowd looks pretty tame. All right, man. Total Trucker Wrestling Rehab. Shout out to all the junkies out there. Okay, so it is here, the biggest party of the summer, SummerSlam. Look at this, huh? Nice. Oh, yeah. What's in there? That you'll never know. All right. So SummerSlam is here. Look, you know, sometimes too much. There is a such thing as too much, right? It's been on. I'm over here in California, in the Wild Wild West Coast. The pre-show's been on since noon. It is a 3-hour pre-show for SummerSlam. And if that's not enough for you, not to worry, because tomorrow it is another 3-hour pre-show on Peacock before SummerSlam. So, hey, man, you got hours and hours without SummerSlam, just coverage of SummerSlam. So, anyway, let's go ahead and let's get to it. I was supposed to have other people come on, but they can't make it. So, all right. So, we're rocking and rolling here solo. It's all good. My apologies of the sound quality. I got to use my trucker headset here. There's the one that I use while I'm actually on the road trucking it up. My other headset, I don't know, it took a dive on me. So we'll see what happens. So let's go ahead and let's talk about a little bit of things here. And I will be on tomorrow to do night 2. So here we're just going to do night 1. All right, for the first time ever, it is a 2-night SummerSlam. And look, it's one of the big 4. I know Triple H said that he's not interested in doing other events as 2-night events. I beg to differ, man. I think it's going that way. I think Royal Rumble for dang sure is going to be a 2-night event at some point. Survivor Series, I don't know, because they keep on switching Survivor Series up. You know, when I was a kid growing up, man, Survivor Series was always teams. You know, this team versus that team, bam. You know, and it was eliminations. So, you know, and throughout the years, they've kept changing it up. Then they started doing Raw versus SmackDown, and they've continually kept changing it up, started doing War Games. So, I don't know, man. We'll see what they do with that one. That's the one that seems to be a little bit in limbo on what they do with it. All the other PLDs, the big 4, I should say, seem to be set in solid stone. So, all right. Look, let's go ahead and let's talk a little bit about this. I'm going to talk a little bit about more about it throughout the week. But John Cena is back. All right. John Cena is back. Yes, the hustle, loyalty, respect. That John Cena is back. We saw that on Friday Night SmackDown. Why is he back? I'll tell you why is he back. Was this the plan all along? No, it was not. He is back because everybody else ruined it. This has been the absolute worst heel run, worst heel turn. Well, not the turn, but the run ever, I would say. Okay, he comes out last night. We'll get to SummerSlam in just a second, but he comes out. I gotta rant a little bit, get this off my chest. He comes out last night. They do a little damage quality control here because they know dang well that this has just not worked. The Rock took off, takes a dive. He didn't take off from the WWE. He just took off from the storyline, which made absolutely no sense. Then you got that douchebag, that dumbass, what's his name? Travis Scott. He wasn't taking it serious, so they get rid of him. So what the hell is the storyline with John Cena turning heel? It had like no relevancy. It was completely botched. The whole thing was ridiculous. It was all dumb. So we get the John Cena back. He is back. Unless it's a work, we'll see. Because, he might come out and say, like, no, screw that. That was just, I'm not back. I'm still a dirty mofo. We'll see what happens. But anyway, man, let's get to night one. Let's get to night one of SummerSlam. So in no particular order, I'm going to go through it. So we got Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross. And that's actually what they're showing right now on Peacock on the pre-show. 3-hour pre-show for SummerSlam, night one. And like I said, don't worry. There's a 3-hour pre-show for night two as well tomorrow. Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross. These guys have been beefing for a while. Do I really care about this match? Look, out of all the matches on here for night one, this is probably the one that I care about the least. There's maybe a few matches on here where might rival it of me not caring that much about it. But look, Karrion Kross is starting to get a little bit more in the spotlight ever since he dropped that pipe bomb. And they're showing the inside of the stadium. Looks nice, man. It really, really looks like a WrestleMania. It really looks like a WrestleMania. I'm going to go with Karrion Kross on this one. Now, Sami Zayn has gone over on Karrion Kross. And I just kind of thought, like, isn't that burying Karrion Kross? Didn't Karrion Kross just get a little bit of flames? Are you just going to put the flame out? I think the way to go is actually have Karrion Kross go over. However, you got the whole thing with Sami Zayn talking about, hey, man, he will be champion one day. He will be champion. Sami Zayn is the ultimate little engine that could. Is he going to get there? Is he going to get there? Is he going to get there? I mean, he ain't going to get there this year, but I think he will get there at some point. One day, I think he will be champion. So, but Karrion Kross, I mean, I could see this one. This one's a little difficult for me. I could see this one going either way. I really can. If I have to pick a winner, I'm going to go with Karrion Kross not winning cleanly. All right, he's got Scarlett on his side. I don't know. She hands him something. Something happens, but he's not going to go over cleanly. He's a heel. He wants to get over a little bit more. I don't know if Triple H really has big plans for Karrion Kross. I'm not really sure. But look, I think he's decent. There's all kinds of rumors about him. Like, hey, man, he doesn't like taking bumps. So, I mean, if that's the case, then there's only so much you could do with the guy. If he doesn't like taking bumps, then there's only so much you could do with them. So, I mean, I could definitely see him losing. This is kind of a little bit of a toss-up for me. But if I have to choose one, I'm going to go with Karrion Kross goes over on him with a dirty victory. I don't think he beats him cleanly. And that's a match that I don't really care about too much. All right, moving on. Randy Orton teaming up with Jelly Roll versus Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. So I made a video earlier this week is talking about this because I was a little bit perplexed on how long does it really take to get somebody from the UK when, money's not an issue. Get somebody from the UK to fly to the United States and then fly back and then fly. Like, does it really take that long? If this happened like on Sunday, does it take that long that you cannot make SummerSlam? No, obviously now we know Drew McIntyre is there. He made his comeback on SmackDown where they showed where that Jelly Roll's training. And I thought that, look, they've been doing a good job pumping this match up. All right. Am I that invested into this match? I mean, there's really nothing on the line, honestly. It's just to give Jelly Roll a little bit of a spotlight. See what he can do. I don't know his choke slam that he showed last night on one of his on one of the security guards. I mean, his in-ring performance whatever, dog. The choke slam wasn't really all that believable, but I've seen worse. I've seen worse. Apparently, he's taking it very, very serious, unlike Travis Scott. I'm glad that guy's gone. Gosh, I'm glad that guy's gone. I never liked that dude right from the jump. I don't know his music. I don't know anything of that dude except for that Fiend theme song that they had for WrestleMania. But I do not like that dude, man. Get that guy away from wrestling. Um, McIntyre and Logan, kind of an odd tag team. A very, very odd tag team. They really don't gel together. They definitely are not peanut butter and jelly, man. These guys are oil and water, night and day. I don't know. I'm thinking, honestly, what I'm thinking on this one, I'm thinking something's going to go wrong. Some miscommunication is going to go wrong with Drew and Logan, and they are going to start beefing with one another. That's what I think. I'm definitely picking Randy Orton and Jelly Roll to get the victory on this one. How much does Jelly Roll really do? I don't think he does too much. I think he probably gets, maybe 3 minutes in the ring fully. I don't think he does too much unless he's taking a beating. That's probably what he's mainly going to do. And by taking the beating, I don't know how many bumps he's really going to take. I'm thinking he's going to take more, hammer fists and stomps while he's on the ground. But I don't think he's going to be taking that many bumps. I don't know how old he is. Okay, if anybody knows, you guys could let me know how old Jelly Roll is. I know he lost a lot of weight. All right, good for him. I'm proud of anybody who takes that journey and loses the weight. He just doesn't look like he's in the best condition, man, to be taking bumps. I don't know how much he can really do, man. If he got himself in shape or in better shape than what he was in, good for him. Does that mean he can start taking bumps? I'm not really so sure, man. But I think he gets a little beat down. I think maybe, he has a little hot moment there. Let's not do what WCW did when they had Jay Leno in there with the immortal Hulk Hogan. Let's not do that. Okay, that looked terrible. That looked awful, man. So Jelly Roll, I hope it's a little bit more believable. I hope he could put on a better show. I do got Randy Orton and Jelly Roll going over. I think Drew and Logan start beefing it with one another. Let's not forget The Miz. The Miz did drop a video, and now I'm starting to think. Let me lower this a little bit. Let's not forget The Miz and the video that The Miz dropped. Will he rear his ugly head in this matchup? Does he get involved? He did put a video out there, and he did say that he should be in this match should Drew not be able to make it back. I think by that time they probably had it figured out, and it was a little bit of a work. But I'm thinking, man, The Miz is not slated at SummerSlam. I'm thinking we might see The Miz get involved in this match. All right. He didn't leave out in good terms with Logan Paul. So I'm thinking he might make his rear his ugly head on this one and cost them the match. And not only that, but I think they're going to start feuding with one another. But I'm talking about Drew and Logan. If I had a bet on it, maybe Miz doesn't show up, but I'm just throwing it out there because he was in the storyline and dropping that video. So he's kind of inserting himself to a certain degree. So if he does show up, it's just not out of nowhere where it's like, hey, what's he doing around here? It's like, no, he did kind of insert himself already. So it's open to that. But maybe I don't think he does. I just think Logan and Drew, they're too oil and water with one another. And I think they're going to have a miscommunication and they're going to start beefing with one another, costing themselves the match. All right, moving on. We have Raquel Rodriguez teaming up with Roxanne Perez. They're the women's tag team champs, going up against Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. All right, so I've been wanting to talk about this for a while, and that is that Charlotte Flair, she has been my favorite wrestler, not women's wrestler, just favorite wrestler, period, right? For a long time now. They have definitely taken a couple of steps back with Charlotte. Charlotte Flair has always been in the front of the women's division, right? She's always been either champion, going after the championship, or in the major storyline. In this case, she's kind of taking a step back here, and the fans are really liking it. I'm going to tell you guys right now, that's cool. You guys could like it and love it. This is your time to like it and enjoy it. I don't. I always liked Charlotte Flair when she was in the front of the storylines. I always liked Charlotte Flair when she was champion. I always liked Charlotte Flair when she was the main character, when she was when she was the face of women's wrestling, right? I always liked it. Everybody that hated on her, that's cool. I'm not arguing with you. I'm telling you what I liked and I enjoyed, because I think she is the greatest of all time. I think she's the GOAT, baby, straight out, man. But where they have her in this role, is she still my favorite wrestler? I mean, she's not in the major storylines. Yeah, it's the women's tag team champions, but let's be honest, the women's tag team championship, it's the women's tag team division at that. It's not really up there, man. It's really not that prestigious. They got to do some work on it. So Alexa and Charlotte teaming up together, it's been fun. It's been fun. It's not really where I want to see Charlotte, but I'm not going to complain because it's actually been pretty entertaining. It's been fun. I've been enjoying it. Like, okay, they got her like a little bit more of this ditzy blonde kind of relationship with another ditzy blonde. And it's like, hey, you know what? We're not friends. It's straight business, right? But like they're scared to call each other friends, even though you could tell like they're like best buddies now. They're best friends, homes, right? They're best homies, but they don't want to say it. Nobody wants to be the first one to say it. And it's been entertaining. Like I said, is that where I want to see Charlotte Flair? No, I want to see Charlotte Flair at the top all the way. I want her to pass. I want her to beat John Cena's record. I want her to be the greatest of all time, man, which I think she is. But again, she's taking a step back. So it's her and Alexa, and it's been fun. It's been fun. I got no complaints on it. It's been fun seeing her in this new character. The fans have really been loving it. Like I said, I'm not against it. I'm not a biggest fan of it, but it's cool. Do they take the straps off of Raquel and Roxanne? Believe it or not, I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes with a certain exception, and that's this. If they want to continue with the storyline of Alexa and Charlotte being best friends, but we're not friends, that kind of stuff, then they will become women's champions tonight. Okay. If they don't want to go down that route, if they're thinking of breaking them up or having them beef with one another, which I don't think they are, then they don't win the women's titles tonight. Okay. I think at the moment, Charlotte and Alexa are probably a little bit more over as a tag team than Raquel and Roxanne. They needed Roxanne and Raquel to come together once Liv Morgan was out of commission, right? John Kreese, sleeves ripped off, Cobra Kai, out of commission. No mercy. But that's where Roxanne came in to fill in. And it goes with the whole Judgment Day storyline, right? The whole thing with Dom and Liv. That's his little wedia. That's his chick. And here comes Roxanne, and she's trying to push up a little bit on Dirty Dom. But right now, Charlotte and Alexa are really starting to gain momentum. I don't think they're going to break them up. At some point, I think we will see Charlotte versus Alexa down the line. I think it's too soon. Right now, I think this character development between the two, I think it's going to I think it's working. Fans are liking it. Fans are actually starting to love Charlotte, man. I've said it. I'll say it again. I've always loved her. She's the GOAT, man. I want her to be champion. I want her to become 18 world champion, right? And everybody will hate me for that. That's fine. But this character development is working great. And I think we have new women tag team champions tonight. I do. I'm even starting to think, do we see Liv Morgan show up tonight? Right? All this Judgment Day, Roxanne Perez going to the Judgment Day, basically taking over for Liv Morgan against Liv Morgan's will, pushing up on Dirty Dom. Does any of this blow up? I have not really kept up what's going on with Liv Morgan, and when is she going to be coming back? If she's slated to be coming back pretty soon, we could see her show up tonight, right? Whether we do or whether we don't, I still believe Alexa and Charlotte become tag team champions tonight, furthering their characters and their development in this. We're best buddies, but we're not best buddies. You know, we're homegirls, but we're not homegirls kind of character, because everybody's liking it. Everybody's starting to love it. And as me, like I said, I'd rather have Charlotte be champion. I don't mind it. It's fun. So that's why I'm picking tonight. Charlotte and Alexa, new women's tag team champions. All right, moving on. We got Tiffany Stratton going up against Jade Cargill for the WWE Women's Champion. All right. You know, they have really dropped the ball with like Tiffy time, man, and building some of these matches up. In my opinion, had they really built up Charlotte versus Tiffany Stratton for WrestleMania, they didn't do a good job building it up, man. Had they really built it up, that could have gone down as one of the biggest women's main event ever at a WrestleMania. Okay, but they failed. This build up right here, I think it was better. I think they could have done a better job to build up Jade versus Tiffany Stratton. And one day I do believe we're going to get Jade versus Charlotte, right? Man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Okay, so this one's kind of going to hurt me a little bit. I like Tiffy time. Jade Cargill is a good character as we are coming down close to the hour mark as we get to SummerSlam. I love Tiffy time. I love Tiffy time, man. Jade Cargill is a great character. She looks awesome, right? I've said it before. She looks like Storm from the X-Men. Great character. A little bit green in the ring. All right. I think they want to put the strap on her. Tiffany Stratton she's had a little decent run with the strap. Okay. I don't think we need to be having year-long title runs all the time. I don't think everybody has to be champion for a whole year. No, you know what? We need to start breaking this stuff up, man, because if not, then it becomes way too predictable. And it's like, all right, someone won the title. Okay, then all the title defenses that they have are so irrelevant because they're not going to lose the title for another year or 11 months, 10 months. You know, it's like, no, man, you got to have people dropping the title, not every single time, but you got to have somebody drop the title, you know, within 2, 3 months, 4 months, you know, to just switch things up. And I think that's what's going to happen here. I do. I think Jade Cargill becomes champion. As I'm thinking about that, now I'm changing my mind. Well, no, I'm not, because I was thinking about Naomi, but no, I think they're burying that, especially because Naomi's champion. No, you know what? I'm gonna stick with that. I'm gonna say Jade becomes champ, and believe it or not, starting next week, I think the fans are going to turn on Jade, man. I think Jade is going to go heel because the fans are going to turn her into a heel. Having Jade Cargill go over on Tiffany Stratton and take the strap off of her, I don't think it's going to do Jade Cargill any justice as a baby face. I think the fans are going to turn on Jade Cargill because they love Tiffany Stratton. I love Tiffany Stratton, right? And I think people are going to be like, you know what? Screw this, man. They just gave it to Jade Cargill. You know, I think the fan base are going to turn on Jade Cargill. Look, in all reality, how over is she really, right? I think she's over. Don't get me wrong. I think she's over. But people are starting to kind of look at her a little bit like, I don't know, what does she offer? You know, she looks cool. She looks badass. She does, man. She looks like an action figure. I don't know how much she really has to offer, though. And I think she's going to get a good pop tonight when she wins the strap, okay? But come next week, I think we're going to get some boos in there. And by the end of this month, she may, I think, have turned heel. That's what I'm predicting. So I got Jade Cargill beating Tiffany Stratton tonight. All right, moving on. Okay, so let's go with Gunther versus CM Punk for the WWE Championship. All right. This is, from what I understand, everything I'm reading here, this is not the main event. Okay. All right. As a matter of fact, they might start the show off with this match. Not a big fan of either one. There's huge CM Punk fans. That's fine. Not a big fan, although I am interested in his run this time around. And Gunther, look, for what he does, he's good at it. I'm going to say, here, let me plug this in. There we go. All right. I'm going to say the battery was dying. I didn't even see it. I'm going to say this. Gunther, man, most of his career, especially on the main roster, he's been some sort of champ. He has. You know, I'll tell you guys this. For as much as people give, you know, a lot of heat to Charlotte Flair because she's always, you know, in the title run picture. Dog, what about Gunther, man? I'm not telling anybody to hate him. I'm just saying, you know, same with him. Now, Charlotte Flair's been around a lot longer, but I mean, he's always in championship contention, man. He's most of his career in the main roster, he's been champion. Intercontinental champion, broke the Honky Tonk Man's record, and now he's WWE champion, world champion, man. And at some point, there's got to be somebody to beat him, right? Who is it? I thought it was ridiculous that they had chosen Sami Zayn to take the IC strap off of him. Are they going to choose CM Punk to take the strap off of Gunther tonight? All right. I could see that. I can see that happening. Why can I see that happening? Because this is one of the big four. I think at some point CM Punk does need to become champion. This will be a big moment, right? I don't believe that CM Punk will be the one to dethrone John Cena. They have gotten away from CM Punk and John Cena. There was a story there once upon a time, and it did not happen, right? CM Punk did not take the strap off of John Cena. To go revisit that again, I don't know, man. I think this is kind of a good story right here. Do these two guys have a history with each other? No, they don't. Which I think probably even makes a little bit more sense on why CM Punk should take the strap off of Gunther tonight. I mean, how much longer do you need Gunther to remain champion? He could lose the strap, take a little hiatus if he wants. I don't know if he wants to go after Michael Cole again. Take a little hiatus from wrestling, right? Take a little break and then come back. And then, of course, you get thrown in the championship picture, right? Because that's what they do with Gunther. Not hating, I'm just pointing out that's what they do with Gunther. I don't know what else he'll do. Or you're going to have CM Punk lose again. You know, again. So he gets another shot. How many more shots at the title is CM Punk going to get before he actually gets the title? Or does he ever get the title? Who knows, man? I mean, look, you give the carrot to the donkey stops walking. So how much more, how long are we going to stay invested with CM Punk trying to go after the championship? I mean, once you give him the championship, I mean, isn't the story over? CM Punk is up there in age, Holmes. I don't know how much longer he's really got. Does he win the title tonight? I was going to say yes. Now I'm going to say no. Now I'm going to say no, and this rivalry can continue. I think it could continue with these two guys. It could continue. What else is Gunther going to do after this, right? What else is CM Punk going to do after this? CM Punk is after one thing and one thing only. He has let it be known. He has come back for one thing, and that is to become world champion. So this is kind of a toss-up for me. I can see it happening both ways. If he becomes champion, what does Gunther do from there? Does he come back right away and go after him, CM Punk? I'm going to say he should take a little hiatus. But if I have to choose, I'm going to say Gunther remains champion. And we'll see what happens with that. So, but I could see it going either way. So that's probably my toughest one. All right. So now we get to what is advertised as the main event. Roman Reigns teaming up with his primo, Jey Uso, against Braun and Bronson. Braun and Bronson. That should be their tag team name. Braun and Bronson. Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. All right, man. So this match, yeah, it kind of picked up a little bit and stuff, but I mean, I don't know why this should be a main event match other than the Tribal Chief. If it weren't for the Tribal Chief, this would not be a main event at SummerSlam. It could be a SummerSlam match, but not main event. There's really nothing on the line here. I don't know how excited I am for this match as we are under an hour before SummerSlam kicks off. Gosh, man, I gotta be real with you guys on this one, man. I don't know. I don't even really care that much about the match. The only thing that really makes this match that interesting is just that the Tribal Chief is here. That is it. Whoever wins, wins. Whoever loses, loses. And there's really nothing there to it. I'm going to say they're really trying to push Braun Breaker. If it were anybody other than Braun Breaker in this match, Bronson Reed and say Seth Rollins or Bronson Reed and somebody else, I would say they would lose. I would say Roman Reigns and Jey Uso wins this match. But because Braun Breaker's there, and Braun Breaker is really starting to cut some good promos. I'm really starting with I'm really loving what Braun Breaker's doing. I've been saying it over and over and over and over again that Braun Breaker is the next big thing. He is the next big star. I think Roman Reigns and Jey Uso win the match tonight. I think they win the match. However, Braun and Bronson have the last laugh. I think after the match, they attack them and they put a beating on them. By the way, man, something I don't think I've never seen this before. I don't think it's happened before, but the double spear into the timekeeper's area, breaking down the barricade. We've seen that numerous of times, but to two guys, that I don't think I've seen before. And Braun Breaker did it. So that's what I'm gonna go with. I think Braun and Bronson lose the match, but they put a beating on Roman and Jey Uso afterwards. Man, and is that the way you're really gonna end SummerSlam? Gosh, now that I'm thinking about it, now that I'm putting it in my mind, yeah, but all three of them just standing right there, looking around, and everybody booing, and yeah, I guess I can, man. At some point, you got to have that one-on-one match between Braun Breaker and Roman Reigns. After this, I'm saying Roman should take another big hiatus, man, and just wait. Just wait to build that sucker up for SummerSlam. I don't think that's what they're going to do, but just for this match tonight, I got Roman and Jey winning, with Braun and Bronson beating the crap out of them after the match is done. And standing in the middle of the ring, solidifying, like, you may beat us in a match, but we're going to have the last laugh. We're the force to be reckoned with here. So that's what I'm going to say, as we are under 50 minutes now before SummerSlam kicks off. Now I'm going to bring it to a close here, because I do actually now want to start watching the SummerSlam pre-show. I don't need to see 3 hours of a pre-show, man. That, good gosh, give me 1 hour. 1 hour of a pre-show to kick it off, to get me pumped up, to get me ready, to get the blood flowing, the juices flowing of, like, yeah, here we go, SummerSlam time, baby. 3 hours? I'm good, man. I don't need all that, All right, so I'll be here tomorrow as well to talk about a little bit of night 2. Predictions of night 2, and we'll talk a little bit about what happened on night 1, and then we'll do the live on Monday as well to talk about SummerSlam in its entirety and see what happens with Monday Night Raw. But as far as this one for night 1 predictions, that's my predictions right there. So just to recap my predictions, I am picking, that one was pretty tough, but I'm going to go, all right, I'm going with Karrion Kross over Sami Zayn, winning dirty, not cleanly, dirty. But I could see that one going either way. I'm going with Randy Orton and Jelly Roll over Logan and McIntyre. McIntyre and Logan, I think, are going to start beefing with one another. There's going to be some sort of miscommunication, and they're going to go at it with one another. I got Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, new tag team champions tonight. I got Jade Cargill, new women's champion tonight over Tiffany Stratton. I got, what did I miss here? I got CM Punk. Man, that's another coin flip for me there. I got Gunther retaining. Yeah, I got Gunther retaining over CM Punk. That's a tough one. Gosh, that's such a coin flip. I want to say CM Punk now. I'll go Gunther. I'll stick with Gunther. And I got Roman Reigns and Jey Uso going over, winning the match on Braun and Bronson. However, Braun and Bronson just beat the living daylights out of them after the match is done. And that's how the show closes out, with Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, and Paul Heyman all standing in the middle of the ring. Powerful, man. Powerful. Letting everybody know, you may beat us in a match, but we're the strongest force here. So, all right, everybody. Shout outs to all the junkies out there. Let me see. Where is it? There it is. All right. I'll be back tomorrow for night 2. Let's see what night 1 has to offer. The first time ever, a 2-nighter SummerSlam, the biggest SummerSlam of all time. It was supposed to happen next year. And Triple H, Paul Levesque said, nah, child, let's do it this year. So let's see what happens. It's supposed to be pretty windy out there. And it is an open stadium. So let's see what happens with that, man. All right, pues. Troll Trucker Wrestling Rehab. Shout out to all the junkies. Enjoy SummerSlam. Catch you guys tomorrow.
And I'll